Hello, it's Diana Turney, and now we're back to look at that spreadsheet that will help you shop for the right team members on your transition team. The form is intended to be kind of all-encompassing, so you can check whichever one. So if you're starting to work with all the accountants, you would check that box so you know this one is for an accountant. You record why you called them. You may find that if they said they would call you back by Friday and that didn't happen, you might want to record that. Everybody misses an appointment now and then, but if they consistently don't do what they say they're going to do, maybe not the right team member. Record their name and their business information here. And please make sure that you record their physical address and their mailing address. That kind of can be very important information. And then start with the questions, and you can certainly add more as you go through here. But what is your experience? You want to ask them, what is their experience in working with agricultural property owners looking to transition just like you? What states or counties do they work in? Some of you operate in more than one state, which could mean maybe you need more than one attorney, or if they have specialties in certain areas, they might not work in certain areas. What steps can you expect to take as you work with them? Ask them. And then, how should I plan on paying for your services? Is there prepayment in the form of a retainer? And how much should I maybe look at paying for all of this? And while they may push back and say, everybody's unique and we can't tell you that. Well, based on the brief description I've given you my farm, I realize it's not exacting, but could you give me a ballpark? Like, what's the upper end? Because it would be a real surprise to find you're working with someone that wants 30,000 versus someone that says 10, 15,000. Of course, I'd want to understand the difference, but you want to ask those questions. Also, if they charge for other services, many times that's called soft costs. And I put this in here because I want to help you avoid surprises. I was a controller for different law firms for a while, and I learned, boy, those costs can get expensive for faxes and copying and so forth. I worked with a farmer a couple of years ago, and he got a bill for $3,400 for these, quote, soft costs, which was copying. He gave them everything on a thumb drive, and they printed it off and charged him $2 per page. Whoa, that's a surprise we all would want to avoid. If something should happen to this provider, you want to ask them, what will happen? Will someone else in your practice be able to take over? Or am I going to have to start again with someone else, which means more expenses? So, good question to ask. Then, when you get to the next page, always record the name of the provider that you were interviewing because, pages become dissembled. You can put it together really easily. You want to ask them, how will information be shared with you? There are certainly different ways that they work with you. Will it be printed? Will it be emails and sent in the mail? I don't know, but you want to know that very clearly as you work with them. And if you are concerned about cybersecurity, and I'm telling you, you should be, how are they going to ensure documents that they send to you are safe? There are secure files that they can send, which is another way of saying you're going to have a password you need to remember. And that's a very good thing. Be sure you record it and don't forget it. It's kind of a headache to get those reset. How would we work together? Is that going to mean in meetings? Do I need to come to your office? Will we be able to meet by Zoom and in-person meetings? You just want to be clear on how you're going to meet with everyone. And you might ask for some references that people that they've worked with, just like you. There are other questions you may have. Record them and feel free to ask and then record their answers. This is just a brief tool, but it's intended to help you shop. This is really important. You shop for so many things in your life. This will be one of the most critical and important ones you can do as you approach your next chapter.